Hello everybody and welcome to chapter 5 of the book of Shemot as we continue to travel through Tanach. Chapter 5 has 23 verses and it's found in the Koren Sachs Chumash on page 382 and 383. In this chapter, Moshe and Aharon finally confront Pharaoh. They ask him to let the Jewish people go and Pharaoh's response is, "Who is Hashem? Why should I listen to him?" Pharaoh refuses and this makes things worse. The workload increases, straw is no longer provided, but the quota of bricks that they have to produce remains the same. The Israelite foremen are beaten and blamed. They turn on Moshe and Aaron. This first public attempt at redemption ends in failure and morale collapses. The chapter closes with Moshe turning back to Hashem in anguish. "Why have you made things worse? Why did you send me?" And the chapter ends just one verse away from the end of the Parsha of Shemos and the beginning of Parshas Va'era. With that introduction in mind, let us turn to chapter 5, verse 1. Va'achar, and afterwards, Ba'u Moshe va'Aharon. Moshe and Aaron came, Vayomru el Paro, and they said to Pharaoh, Ko Amar Adonai, this is what Hashem said, Elohei Israel, the God of Israel, Shalach es ami, send out my people, Vayachogu li bamidbar, so that they may celebrate for me in the wilderness. Verse 2, Vayome Paro, and Paro said, Mi Adonai, who is Hashem, Asher Eshma B'kolo, that I should listen to his voice, L'shalach es Yisrael, to send out Israel. Lo yadati es Adonai, I do not know Hashem. V'gam es Yisrael lo ashaleach, nor will I send out Israel. In other words, no, I will not let them go. Verse 3, Vayomeru, and they said, Elohei ha'ivrim nikra aleinu, the God of the Hebrews has revealed himself to us. Neilach hana derech shloshes yamim bamidbar. Let us take a 3-day journey into the wilderness. V'nizbachal Adonai Eloheinu, and sacrifice to Hashem our God. Pen yifka'enu badever or vecharev, or he may strike us with the plague, or with the sword. Verse 4, Vayomer aleihem melech Mitzrayim, the king of Egypt said to them, Lama Moshe v'Aharon tafriu es ha'am mima'asav. Why, Moshe and Aaron, would you take the people from their work? L'chu lesivloseichem, get back to your labor. Verse 5, Vayomer Paron, Pharaoh said, Hein rabim ata am haaretz. Behold, the people of the land are now numerous. V'hishbatem osam esivlosam, and yet you would have them rest from their labors. Verse 6, Vayitzav Paro bayomahu, Pharaoh gave orders on that day, es hanogusim ba'am, to the taskmasters over the people, ve'es shotrav, and its foreman, lemor, saying, Verse 7, Lo sosifun laseis teven la'am, you shall no longer give straw to the people, lilbon halaveinim, kismol shilshom, to manufacture the bricks as yesterday and before yesterday, hem yelchu v'kosheshu lahem teven, let them go and gather straw for themselves. Verse 8, Ves maskones halaveinim, but the quota of bricks, asher hem osim tmol shilshom, that they were making yesterday and before yesterday, Tasimu aleihem, you shall impose upon them. Lo sigru mimenu, do not reduce it. Ki nirpim hem, for they are lazy. Al kain, therefore, hein soakim lemor, they are crying out, saying, Nelcha nizbecha Eloheinu, let us go and bring offerings to our God. Verse 9, Tichbad ho'avodah al ha'nashim vayasuva, let the work be heavier upon the men, and let them engage in it. Va'al yishu b'dvrei shaker, and let them not pay attention to false words. Verse 10, Vayetzu nogsei ha'am, so the taskmasters of the people went out, v'shotrav, as well as the foreman, Vayomeru el ha'am lemor, and they said to the people, saying, Ko amar Paro, this is what Pharaoh says, Eineni nosen lachem teven, I will no longer give you straw. Verse 11, Atem, you, lechu kachu lachem, go and take for yourselves, teven, straw, me'asher timtzau, from whatever you find, ki ein nigra me'avodasachem davar, for nothing will be reduced from your work. Meaning you still have to reach your quotas. Verse 12, Vayafet sa'am b'chol eretz Mitzrayim. So the people spread out through the entire land of Egypt, lekoshesh kash lateven, to gather stubble for straw. Verse 13, V'hanogsim atzim lemor. The taskmasters kept pressuring them, saying, Kalu ma'asechem devayom biyomo. Complete your daily work quota, kasher biyosateven, just as when there was straw. Verse 14, Vayuku shotre b'nei Yisrael, asher samu aleihem nogsei Pharaoh, and the Israelite foremen, whom Pharaoh's slave drivers had appointed, were beaten. lemor, saying, Madua lo chilisem chakachem lilbon kismo shilshom. Why did you not complete your requirement to make bricks as yesterday and before yesterday? Gam tmol, gam hayom, even yesterday and even today. Verse 15, Vayavo, shotre b'nei Yisrael. The foreman of the children of Israel came, Vayitzaku el Paro, and they cried out to Pharaoh, lemor, saying, Lama saseh chol avadecha. Why do you do this to your servants? Verse 16, Teven ein nitan la'avadecha. Straw is not given to your servants. Ulveinim omrim lanu asu. And yet they tell us, make bricks. V'nei avadecha mukim v'chatas amecha. Behold, your servants are being beaten, and it is a sin for your people. Verse 17, Vayomer, and he said, Nirpim atem, nirpim. You are lazy, lazy. Al kain atem omrim nelcha nizbachal Adonai. Therefore you say, let us go and bring offerings, bring sacrifices to Hashem. Verse 18, Va'ata, and now, L'chu, go, ivdu, work. V'seven lo yinosein lachem, straw will not be given to you. V'sochen levenim titenu, and you must complete your count of bricks. Verse 19, Vayiru shotre v'nei Yisrael osam bara lemor. The foreman of the children of Israel saw them in distress when they said, Lo sigru milivnechem devar yom b'yomo. Do not reduce your bricks, the quota each day. Verse 20, Vayifka'u es Moshe v'es Aharon. They met Moshe and Aharon, nitzavim likrasam, who stood awaiting them, but seisam me'es paro, as they left Pharaoh's presence. Verse 21, Vayomeru aleihem, and they said to them, Yeireh Adonai aleichem v'yishpot. May Hashem look on you and judge. Asher hivashtem esreichenu b'einei Pharaoh, because you have made us repellent in the eyes of Pharaoh, uve'einei avadav, and in the eyes of his officials, lases cherev bi'adam lahargenu. You have put a sword in their hands to kill us. Verse 22, Vayashav Moshe el Adonai vayomar. Then Moshe returned to Hashem and said, Adonai, my Lord, lama hareyosa lamazeh. Why have you brought harm to this people? Lamazeh shlachtani. Why have you sent me? And finally, verse 23, Ume'az basi el paro. From the time I came to Pharaoh, ledaber bishmecha, to speak in your name, heira la'amazeh. He did evil to his people. V'hatzel lo hitzalta esamecha, and you have done nothing to deliver your people. That brings us to the end of chapter 5, and please God, in chapter 6, we will read about Hashem giving reassurance to Moshe that all will be okay in the end. I look forward to learning that chapter with you. In the meantime, have a wonderful and meaningful day.